Twelfth Doctor, now living and teaching at St. Luke's University on Earth, convinces dinner lady Bill Potts to be his private student. The Time Lord and his companion Nardole soon discover that their new friend has unwittingly made a deal with a prospective girlfriend that threatens their safety in a way that even the TARDIS can't outrun. Welcome, friends and companions! Sci-fi and fantasy fans meet on this channel for fun chats about their beloved books, movies, series, and franchises. We also talk about food and drinks, music and sport. Random cause we will discuss everything that involves entertainment, including movies and series, books, and music. Random cause we will broadcast on non-fixed times, actually on many different times. You need to subscribe to this channel to know what time the broadcast is. Random also, because we'll have no guests or different guests. It depends who wants to join me in the live stream slash panel. If you want to join me in a live stream, feel free to contact me via Discord, YouTube, and we will look what is possible. Discord server is called Random Entertainment Channel. You can tag Doctor Who and you will find me. So cheers, mate, and have a lot of fun. My name is Enigmatic Joker, and this is the Random Entertainment Channel. Today, I will talk about the 12th Doctor story, The Pilot. This live stream consists of different parts. First, I will discuss some general info about this episode. Then I will dive into the plot. And before I dive into the plot, I will give a spoiler alert. Then I will name some cast members. Then do some world building. And then I will do some. I will explain some continuity costs. And I repeat it again and again. Doctor Who universe. Every story in the Doctor universe is in a context. There is a reference to the past, and there is also a future episode who reference to this episode. It all ties in together. There is logic and unlogic in the world of Doctor Who, and for everyone, canon is different. So for this thing is canon, and for other thing is non-canon. Core, you can choose your own canon. You choose your own favorite Doctor, your own favorite Doctor, favorite companion, your favorite Doctor, your favorite story, whatever, your favorite era. So the Doctor Universe is very big, and you can choose what you like and what your favorites are. So, okay, let's begin now with this general info of this episode. So, the pilot, the TV story. The pilot was the first episode of Series 10 of Doctor Who. According to Stephen Moffat, in a video introduction, Series 10 sort of begins the show again. The pilot introduces everything you need to know about Doctor Who and tips you into the universe. Indeed, through Bill's eyes, new viewers are introduced again to the character of the Doctor, his TARDIS, his enemies, the Daleks, and his versatile tool, the sonic screwdriver. Much like they did through Ian and Barbara in the original 1963 introduction on an Earthly Child. And was started in Series 1 for 2005 pilot Rose. The pilot also marked the first on-screen depiction of malevolence since their debut in Destiny of the Daleks in 1979. This is a Fourth Doctor story with Tom Baker. So, the episode introduces St. Luke's University, where the Doctor apparently has been lecturing for over 50 years, and begins a plot thread surrounding what he and Nardole are hiding in a vault beneath the campus. So, that's in brief the general info. Okay, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I will now dive into the plot. So, if you haven't watched this episode yet, I highly recommend you to watch this. And then you can again tune in for the plot. So, I take let me drink some water, and then then I will start the plot. So, okay, let's start. Spoiler alert, the plot. So, the episode opens with an empty university's professor's office. Nobody's in. The sound of mechanical whirring is heard for a while before the door opens and Nardo leads Bill Potts in. He gestures for her to take a seat at the professor's desk with his arm weary. A bolt falls off his arm, but he discreetly kicks it away before Bill can notice. Smiling, Nardo leaves without a word, leaving Bill to wait for the professor to arrive. Left to her thoughts, Bill looks around with a room with nothing but the sound ticking clocks to keep her company. She notices the TARDIS in a corner, with an out of order sign hanging on it. Bill's attention is next drawn to the professor's desk, where there is a mug filled with the doctor's old sonic screwdrivers. She reaches out to examine one, but is startled when the silence is broken by the sound of an electric guitar playing the opening bars to Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. She coughs loudly to make her presence known, and the doctor sticks his head around the door. He tells her to wait a moment. After that, Bill listens to him, clumsily put away the guitar and turn off his lamp amp. So, the doctor enters the room and takes his seat. He asks Bill for her name. He wonders why he's been attending his lectures, as he knows he is not a student at the university. She admits that she actually works at the university canteen, but attempts to deny sneaking into the doctor's lectures. He encounters that he has seen her and asks again why she keeps turning up. After fumbling over a story about a girl she fancied in the canteen, Bill confesses that she loves his lectures and always wanted to attend the university. She then challenges him, asking why the man has taken an interest in her, as plenty of people come to his lectures that aren't supposed to. He explains that he has noticed her because she smiles when she doesn't understand something, whilst the majority frown. Bill asks around about the doctor, saying that it's rumored he's lectured for over 70 years. The doctor thinks she's asking about his age, but Bill says that she wants to know what subject he's supposed to be lecturing on. It seems that he has permission to talk about whatever he wishes. On one occasion, he was supposed to give a lecture on quantum physics but talked about poetry. He tells her that they're basically the same thing because of all the rhymes. The doctor offers to be Bill's personal tutor and sort out her enrollment with the university on the condition that she comes to his office at 6 p.m. every weekday, even if someone is dying, and that if she gets anything less than a first on every assignment, the tutoring will cease. As she leaves, she asks what she should call him. Everyone calls him the doctor. He tells her it's what he is called. Bill's sure this cannot be his real name, asking, Doctor what? The doctor just smiles. Bill goes through her daily routine, serving tips, attending the doctor's lectures and tutoring sessions, and returning home to her foster mother, Moira. Bill explains that the doctor is kind of the foster tutor, as Moira goes over Bill's assignments, where she has scored at least 87% in each subject the doctor has taught her, even very obscure topics. Moria is worried that the doctor might be some kind of pervert, warning Bill to be careful of men. Annoyed, Bill mutters under her breath, she's not interested in men. The doctor gives a lecture on the concept of the passage of time. In truth, time doesn't pass, because life is a great magician that only allows people to live on one day at a time. As people remember living yesterday, they hope they'll live another day tomorrow. He further explains that each day is like a photo, a frozen moment, which, like a movie, when played in quick succession, comes alive. The doctor tells his audience to imagine all time happening at once. Every moment from birth to death, all the triumph and heartbreak of their lives, comprising an entire city, is the best place a person can ever hope to be. Writing on the chalkboard, the doctor calls his time and relative dimension in space, going on to say it means life. That night, when out at the student bar with her friends, Bill's eyes meet those of another girl across the room. As she heads to the bar, Bill bumps into her and notices that the girl has a gold pattern like a star in her eye. The next morning, Bill sees the doctor and Nardell suspiciously hurrying through the university squad and decides to follow them out of curiosity. The pair descend into a hidden vault under the university, and Bill is surprised to find that the security door opens for her. She overhears snatches of their conversation, but accidentally kicks over some clutter on the floor and fearing detection, hurriedly makes her way out again. Outside, she notices Heather, whom she recognizes as the girl from the bar, sitting on a bench looking distraught. Bill asks if she's okay and inquires about the star in her eye, but Heather brushes this off as a defect in the iris. Sensing that Heather is troubled, Bill asks if she is freaking out about something. Heather hesitates before asking Bill to come with her and see something. Bill accepts and they set off across campus. On the way, Heather says that she hates the university but doesn't know why, remarking, "Everywhere I go, I just want to leave." The pair arrive at a concrete service yard behind one of the university buildings, entering through a gap in the security fence. Heather points out a mysterious puddle on the concrete that ought not to be here, and it hasn't rained in a week. When Bill finds this unremarkable, Heather asks her to look at her reflection in the puddle and tells her what's wrong with it. Bill notices that her face does appear wrong in the puddle's reflection, but can't figure out how. Whilst Bill ponders the unsettling reflection, Heather is overcome by her desire to leave and walks off through not without regret. Bill is left crestfallen and leaves too. When the yard is empty again, a voice issuing from the dark liquid announces that the pilot is located. At Christmas time, Bill celebrates with the doctor, giving him a rug as a present. Though the doctor admits that he hasn't gotten her anything, they, dis- they, dis- they discuss traveling, and Bill saying that she can sense that the doctor travels around, even though he denies it. She says, "With some people you can smell the wind in their clothes." This is what she presumes her birth mother would have said, revealing that she died when Bill was young. Bill tells the doctor that she apparently looks like her mother, but doesn't know this as there are no photographs of her. She wonders whether photos really help after loved ones are gone, causing the doctor to look wistfully at the photograph of his wife River and granddaughter Susan on his desk. At home, Bill's foster mother, Moira, shows her a newly discovered box containing photos of Bill's birth mother. Bill weeps upon discovering that she looks just like her mother. She notices the reflection in a mirror in one of the photos, which the doctor can be seen holding the camera. Months later, Bill walks past the service yard again and is delighted to find Heather, who is once more staring into the puddle. Bill calls out and Heather smiles, though her demeanor is noticeably different from the last time they met. There's a knowing look in her eyes. She asks if Bill had ever worked out what was wrong with her reflection in the puddle. When Bill answers that she did not, Heather invites Bill to come round and offers to show her, remembering her hasty departure when they last met. Bill asks Heather to promise not to go out without her, and Heather promises, but when Bill has run around the building and through the gap in the fence, her friend is nowhere to be seen. Assuming Heather to have walked out on her again, Bill slightly offended, at least, not seeing Heather's screaming face beneath the surface of the puddle. As she is pulled down into the liquid, a voice announces, "Pilot confirmed. Pilot engaged." Worried about Heather and her fascination with the strange puddle, Bill consults the doctor. She tells him about Heather's eye and inexplicable reflection in the puddle. On hearing this, the doctor runs out of his office to investigate and Bill follows. Bill begins rambling on about Heather, wondering if something has taken over her mind like in the science fiction shows she's seen on Netflix. And when Bill presents an idea which is that an alien lizard is in Heather's head. A confused doctor states, "You see a girl with a star in her eye, and your first thought is that she has a lizard in her brain?" The doctor eventually figures out that the reflection looks wrong because it's not a reflection at all. He explains that when looking at your reflection, you never see your face the right way around. It looks wrong in the puddle because it looks right. Bill then notices that the badge on her jacket is on the wrong side in the puddle. Doctor explains that it was easier for Heather to spot because the star in her eye makes her face asymmetrical. Bill questions how it behaves like a reflection, leading the doctor to conclude it's not reflecting you, it's mimicking you. There's something in the water pretending to be you. He scoops up an sample in a test tube and examines the pattern of scorch marks on the concrete nearby. Sensing danger, the doctor sends Bill to home to keep her safe. He tells her it's just a freak optical trick to shut Bill up. As she heads off, the voice from the puddle declares, "Passenger selected, pursuit against," and the puddle begins to move. Back at her flat, Bill hears the shower and guesses Moira is in. However, she then gets a call from Moira, whom she knows is seeing her ex-boyfriend Neville again, because the mobile number belongs to him. Bill asks if Moira allowed anyone to stay at the flat, to which Moira denies. When she asks why, Bill passes it off as a random concern and hangs up. She grabs an umbrella as a blunt weapon and enters the bathroom to find no one is in there. She looks in the drain to find Heather's starry eye star. Realizing it's not a freak optical trick, like the doctor dismissed it as, Bill runs out of the flat to see if he's still at the university. Outside St. Luke's University, Bill is confronted by Heather. When Bill tries to speak to her, she only mimics Bill's words. As Bill steps closer, she sees that liquid is constantly pouring over Heather's body, dripping off her hair and hands. Her face is pale and expressionless. Bill's horrified, exclaiming, "You're dead?" Heather suddenly glides towards her, but Bill escapes and rushes into the doctor's office, where he is examining a sample of the puddle. Though Bill bursts the door, the puddle gushes under it and reforms into Heather. She tells the doctor he was wrong about what the puddle was. The doctor convinces Bill to enter his blue box, taking the sign off as they do. Bill protests that the box can't save them since the doors looked wooden and they had windows, only to turn around as the console lights up and the doctor reveals the TARDIS. Bill asks if it knocked through, but which the doctor confirms is partially correct. Amazed by the sight of the console room, Bill compares it to a really posh kitchen, before wondering why the doors to the TARDIS aren't as fancy. She wonders if he ran out of money building it. Annoyed, the doctor begins pondering what to do. On the monitor, Heather hasn't moved. Bill asks him if there is a toilet in TARDIS as she needs to go after having that fright. He gives her directions on where it is. On the way down, Bill runs into Nardale. He asks if the doctor wants Bill removed. The doctor tells him she needs the toilet. Nardale tells Bill to wait a bit. Suddenly, the TARDIS shakes. Nardale asks what's happening, to which the doctor explains is an attack. On the monitor, Heather is shown attacking the TARDIS to get in. The doctor proceeds to take them down to the vault, where Bill realizes that the police box in the corner of the doctor's office is a spaceship, which is bigger on the inside. The doctor and Bill infer that the puddle creature is not here for whatever is hidden inside the vault, and is instead here to chase them. Even as they reach this conclusion, however, liquid trickles down the steps and Heather reappears. She issues a piercing scream as the doctor, Bill, and Nardale escape in the TARDIS. The doctor decides to give Heather a challenge, taking the TARDIS away from the university. He exits the TARDIS into daylight, confusing Bill. They are now at a dock. Bill asks if they've gone to the future, prompting the doctor to tell her that they haven't. They have just moved to the other side of the world, where it's daytime. Doctor moves out of Bill's side to reveal the Sydney Opera House. They're in Australia. Bill begins panicking and runs into a restroom in a nearby establishment. The doctor follows her. The doctor follows after her and asking if Bill is fine. Bill asks the doctor if he's from space. He tells her that he's not. Nobody's from space. I'm from a planet like everybody else. When asked if he's from Earth, the doctor tells her not particularly. Calm down, some. Bill then states that TARDIS doesn't make sense then, as it only works in English. If he's an alien, why would he name his spaceship in English instead of his native language? The doctor replies that most people don't bring this up. Heather soon catches them up, forming out of droplets on the mirror, so the trio escape in the TARDIS. Inside the TARDIS, the doctor noted it took Heather mere minutes to catch up to them. This time, he's going to give her a real challenge. Will wonders where they're going, to which the doctor explains the other side of the universe, 23 million years in the future. Bill's amazed to be on an alien planet which has a yellow sky. She wondered what it's made of. The doctor jokes, lemon drops. Bill then asks the doctor if he thinks the possessed Heather is evil. He explains that evil is based on perspective. Some things in the universe are not trying to cause harm, but are just hungry. Hunger looks like evil from the wrong end of the cutlery. He then jokingly asks if Bill thinks her food loves her back. Nardo asks the doctor why he thinks the creature is hostile, to which the doctor explains it's because most things in the universe that they encountered have turned out to be so. The doctor hypothesizes that the pedal is a type of sentient oil, or perhaps a small part of a shifting liquid spaceship, which has lain dormant until it saw something it needed. On the doctor's prompting, Bill remembers Heather's desire to leave, explaining why the pedal chose her. It needed a pilot, someone who wanted to fly away. When Nardo asks why the creature wants Bill, the doctor begins to suspect that it may be the result of the mutual crush she and Heather had one another, asking, what in the end are any of us looking for? We're looking for someone who's looking for us. As the doctor says this, Bill looks into a pool of liquid she has found. Hetty begins to rise to the surface, smiling at Bill, who smiles back. But then her smile fades and Heather grabs Bill, trying to pull her down. The doctor and Adele free Bill, and they retreat to the TARDIS as liquid gushes out of the pool and begins to reform. The doctor's last test of Heather's abilities is basic sterilization. They are going to run through the deadliest fire in the universe. Nardo likes the wording. However, the doctor adds that there is only one way to run Heather through it, and that's to run through themselves first. Nardo notices the one flaw in the plan. However, he notices when the TARDIS is going on the monitor. He begs the doctor to not take them there. The doctor hands him the doctor hands him the fourth doctor's sonic screwdriver, telling him to run interference. The doctor lands and Bill is curious as to why they have landed. The doctor explains that they have arrived in a battle in the middle of a war. He's got old friends here. They exit the TARDIS in one direction, while Neldo goes in the other. As they walk through the wreckage of the area, Bill wonders if this is the future again. The doctor tells her that it's the past, on a different planet. She wonders if they are safe, to which the doctor says it's up to Nardo. Not really. Nardo tends to blunder a bit. Moments later, Movlins rush in and are blasted by Dalek fire. The doctor and Bill notice Heather has appeared and he leads Bill into another corridor. They are met by a lone Dalek. The doctor tells Bill that it's the deadliest fire in the universe. It demands to know who they are. The doctor holds out his sonic screwdriver and demands it be scanned. Identified as an enemy, the doctor smiles and pulls Bill away as the Dalek fires. The blast hits Heather, who appeared behind them. However, it passes through her. Dalek fires in vain. As Heather repeats its exterminate cries in an annoyed tone. Elsewhere, Nardo is sealing off the area but is caught by a Dalek and fired upon. Nardo manages to escape, yelling for the doctor. The doctor and Bill attempt to get back to the TARDIS, but are halted by a shot fired by a Dalek. It says, "Exterminate," in a garbled voice. The doctor knows something is off as he has tons of experience with Daleks. He gets close and notices something off with its eye stalk. He tells Bill to look at it as well. Heather's eye is in it. It's not a real Dalek, just her. Nardo arrives, saying he just sealed the Daleks out of the area. He then notices the fake Dalek, freezing in fear until the doctor tells him it's Heather. Dalek leaks fluid and dissolves into the puddle. The puddle then reforms as Heather. The doctor infers that the creature doesn't mean to harm Bill, as it didn't use the Dalek's weaponry. He challenges Heather, demanding she leave Bill and fly away, asking, "Why won't you just go?" At this, Bill suddenly remembers that the last thing Heather said was a promise not to leave without her. Never underestimate a crush, the doctor notes, as they realize that Heather is inviting Bill to fly with her. The doctor tells Bill to release Heather, so Bill sadly absolves her of the promise, telling her, "I really liked you." However, Heather reaches out her hand to Bill, who takes it, in spite of the doctor's protests. As their hands clasp a sphere of water surrounds them, Bill sees a stunning vision of planets and stars interspersed with Heather's memories of their mutual attraction. The doctor tells Bill to resist, still fearing the possibility that it is a trick. Bill sadly says goodbye to Heather, to which Heather sadly responds, "Goodbye, Bill." The first thing she has said since her transformation that is not mimicry, indicating that Heather remains herself and is not possessed. Heather departs, leaving Bill shaken and upset. Dr. brusquely returns to his ship, while Nardo comments on the former seemingly ignorant behavior. Bill comments that the tears she sheds don't feel like her own. Back in the university office, Bill seems to regret her decision not to leave with Heather, asking the doctor if they will see her again and looking hopefully at the TARDIS. Doctor says that she must forget about seeing Heather or traveling in the TARDIS and tries to wipe her memories of doing so, explaining that he must remain in disguise, unknown to everyone, owing to a promise she made. Bill retorts, asking how he would feel if someone tried to wipe his memories. Doctor tells Bill to leave immediately, without any question before he changes his mind. He looks at the picture of River, telling it to shut up. Then the same for Susan's picture. Even the TARDIS briefly hums, causing the doctor to confess he can't keep doing this. Outside, Bill runs down the steps, checks that she can remember Heather, and smiles. She finds the doctor leaning on his TARDIS on the university courtyard. He tells her that it's a big universe, but maybe one day they will find Heather. When Bill asks what caused him to change his mind, the doctor responds, "Time and relative dimension in space." It means, what the hell? Bill excitedly runs into the TARDIS, followed by the doctor, who shuts the door behind them. That, my friends, is the end of the episode. Let's start Series 10. Okay. The names of the cast members. The doctor is played by Peter Capaldi. Bill is played by Pearl Mackie. Nardo is played by Matt Lucas. Moira is played by Jennifer Hennessy. Heather is played by Stephanie Hyam. And the voice of the Daleks, of course, Nicholas Briggs. Um, okay, some world building. Science. The doctor is Bill's tutor on physics and astrophysics, among other subjects. Second thing, the doctor says quantum physics and poetry are the same thing. Third thing is Bill's graded paper on the cosmic far ultraviolet background mentions blazars, which are members of the galactic nuclei and equators polarization in the Pittsburgh Conference on BL-LAC objects. 4. Bill's graded paper on quantum statistics of light mentions the atom, electrons, protons, trees, balls, automobiles. Fifth thing, in relation to science, Bill's graded paper on laser cooling of ions, atomic clocks, and quantum jumps mentions ions and a few words from the Lord. 6. The doctor lectures on time and relative dimension in space, saying it means life, and so reference past days and future days, present days, little moments, big moments, and hypotheses, them all happening at once. The last thing in race to science, on the backyard blackboard used by the doctor, the squeeze theorem was used on a calculus demonstration. Well-being of technology. The doctor has in his office several sonic screwdrivers of various designs from his past. Then well-being in relation to TARDIS. First, the doctor tells Bill that the TARDIS stands for Time and Relative Dimension in Space. Bill points out that this acronym would only ever work in English. Second thing, Bill compares the TARDIS control room design to a kitchen. Third thing, she also asks where the toilet is, just before Nardo enters and implies he's just been there. A fourth thing is why she discovers the TARDIS is bigger on the inside. Bill at first is a knock through behind his office, then that it's a lift. The last thing is the TARDIS has a macaroon dispenser. So, what relates to cultures. Bilcher is a fan of science fiction and recognizes many of its tropes in their experience with the Doctor, including mind wipes. Second thing, Bill watches a thing on Netflix about lizards in people's brains controlling them. And the last thing, Maura has a crock pot cookery cookbook in the kitchen. Then the world building in relation to species. So the Dalek doesn't recognize the 12th Doctor until it scans the sonic screwdriver, as according to its own knowledge, the Doctor has brown, curly hair and is wearing a lost scarf. So, reference to the Fourth Doctor. World building in relation to food and beverages. Bill serves chips. Doctor drinks water during his lectures. Doctor mentions vegan wraps. The Doctor jokes that the air and sky on the alien planet is made of lemon drops. And the last thing is that the Doctor rhetorically asks Bill if she thinks her bacon sandwich lost her back. So, world building in relation to locations. While running away from the Centennial oil puddle, the Doctor, Nardo, and Bill visit Sydney with a view of the Opera House. They also visit a planet on the other end of the universe and the war zone in the Dalek Movellan War. Now, thing in relation to St. Luke's University. The Doctor has been lecturing at St. Luke's University in Bristol for apparently 50 years. Bill serves ships there, and Heather is a student. Third thing, the Doctor's office contains the TARDIS, photographs of River Song and Susan Foreman, Raymond van Rijn's self-portrait with two circles, black and white prints of Joshua Reynolds' portrait of Emma Hart, and George Romney's Lady Hamilton in straw hat, and busts of Ludwig van Beethoven and William Shakespeare. He also has an old-fashioned radio, a record of his master's voice, and a gramophone. And the last thing, the Doctor and Nardo are keeping something hidden in an underground vault beneath the university. Now, world being in relation to people. Nabila is a member of staff at St. Luke's University. Second thing, Bill Potts' mother died when Bill was a baby. Third thing, Neville is Moira's ex-boyfriend. And the last thing is Barry is Moira's friend. Last thing in world building in combination to music. That is, a choir is singing jingle bells during Christmas. So, that's for what world building all about. Okay. Then we go to the continuity because Um, this story takes place in Doctor Universe, and again, what I said earlier in this live stream, every story is in certain context. There's logic and unlogic. That's the charm of the show, by the way. And this story has a reference to past episodes and to future episodes. So continuity in Doctor Who, Luke 4. So again, here we go. Doctor officially meets Bill Potts. According to one account, he previously met her after taking a trip into his personal future. This is in the prose, dear readers. Second thing, the Doctor still has a jeweler's eyeglass. See that in the TV episode Heaven Sent. Third thing, the Doctor has an out of order sign on the doors of the TARDIS, nearly identical to the one used by his first incarnation. We've seen it in TV story The War Machines. Fourth thing, the Doctor has previously been a teacher at college. We've seen that in the TV episode Human Nature, the 10th Doctor story with David Tennant. And as did another one of his very best Time Lord's friends. We see that in the unaired TV story Shada, a fourth Doctor Who story, Tom Baker. The fifth thing is the Doctor and Bill are wearing paper hats and pull Christmas crackers. See that also in the episode The Christmas Invasion, Time of the Doctor, and Last Christmas. Next thing is that the Doctor has a wooden raven on his desk in his office. We can also see that he faced the raven. Doctor's Rembrandt from Ryan portraits self-portrait with two circles appears in his office. You see it also in as a reference to TV, a link to the TV episode The Husbands of River Song. Next thing is the reveal of the TARDIS strongly resembles how the Ninth Doctor revealed it to Rose Tyler, with Bill mirroring Rose's resistance to initially enter. Skeptical, it is safe. We see that in the TV, also a reference to a link to TV episode Rose, the first episode of the revived era, new era, Ninth Doctor era with Christopher Eccleston. Next thing is the Doctor has previously met sentient liquid beings, the Karsharatans on Karsharat, and the Flood on Mars. You see that on TV episode The Feathers of Mars. He also previously encountered a creature which mimicked living people to steal their form. That is also a thing with TV episode Midnight. That's with David Tennant. The Doctor mentions all of time hypothetically happening at once during one of his lectures on time. He once experienced such an event in his 11th incarnation in TV episode The Wedding of River Song. Next thing is in his office, the Doctor has his bust of Beethoven. Previously seen in his TARDIS. Similarly, he also plays Beethoven's Fifth Symphony in TV episode Before the Flood. Next thing is in his office, the Doctor also has a bust of William Shakespeare. You see that also in TV, The Chase, classic story, and the Shakespeare Code, a new story. Next thing is the Doctor tells Bill that being scared is good and rational. He previously told Rupert Pink the same thing. So also a reference, link to TV episode Listen. Bill writes an essay entitled Laser Cooling of Ions, Atomic Clocks and Quantum Jobs. The Eighth Doctor encounters an atomic clock on the eve of the 2000th year. And we can see that in a TV Doctor Who film, Doctor Who, from 1996. The next thing is the Doctor pilots the TARDIS to the Dalek Movement War. See also Destiny of the Daleks, reference to that. Next thing is near the vault, the Doctor has a sign belonging to the Mary Celeste. See it also in the chase. Next thing is the Doctor has encountered scorch marks left in concrete by a shuttlecraft once before, also on a school campus. You see that in the TV story link and to reference to Remembrance of the Daleks. Next thing, Doctor attempts a memory wipe using the method he once employed on Donna Noble. And to Journey's TV episode Journey's End. Dr. Verlins wiping Bill's memory when she posed the question of how he would feel if it happened to him. So also a link to Hellbent. And the last thing in the continuity of Doctor Who is it is established that the Doctor has been teaching at the university for at least half a century. This means there would have been 12 doctors in Bristol on at least one occasion. So reference to TV episode Flatline. So this I come to a conclusion of this episode. So we now go to the conclusion. Yes, sci-fi and fantasy fans meet on this channel for fun chats about their beloved books, movies, series, and franchises. We also talk about food, drinks, music, and sports. And a special place is there for Doctor Who on this channel, and a special place in my heart. If you have got some ideas for topics in live streams, you can contact me, of course, via Discord or YouTube. Send me a private message on Discord, and we will see what's possible. I'm also a big music lover. I like many sort of genres and music styles. And one of my ideas is do I do in the future to talk about different genre and styles of music and the singers in that in the area of that. But there's an idea. Also, we can talk about some sport. For example, I really like to watch Dutch, and I like to watch snooker. We also can talk about food, drinks. You can name it. So you can put your ideas under this video. Um, okay, I'd like to hear from you. How is this name called? This channel called Random? Random, because we will discuss everything that involves entertainment, including music, series, books, and music. We will not discuss politics and religion because that's not entertainment. Random, because we will broadcast on non-fixed times, actually on many different times. You need to subscribe to this channel to know what the time the broadcast is. And it also depends on which time zone you live. Also, random also because we will have no guests or different guests. It depends who wants to join me in live stream panel. So feel free if you want to join me in a live stream, and you can contact me via Discord, YouTube, and we will look as possible. You can again, you can send me a message in Discord, or you can put your comment on our YouTube video and look as it's possible. So again, the Discord server is called Random Entertainment Channel. You can check Doctor Who and you will find me. So cheers, mate. I have lots of fun. Yours, Enigmatic Joker, yeah. And it is a weekend now for most of us. You are more tomorrow. You are free. Some of us must work, but the most, but most of us, I think, are free more tomorrow. So yeah, I wish everyone a nice weekend. And I will see you next time. I like to hear from you. Okay, hope you are doing well. Bye bye, everyone.